Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. परमोच प्रभु सत्य नित्य त्वमेव केवलम अनुवर्ता महि सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओम शांति शांति शांति. Vande Mataram. The topic of this morning's discussion will be on a great topic, that is power is divine. So anyway, we are going to discuss on power. Of course, power in different modes, different styles, different formats we use, that is power. In politics, we have got our power, that is political power. We spread and we insist and we inflict political powers to carry out our work and all. Anywhere, in any format of life, there is some power, and the people through hierarchies, to steps, goes to acquire the power. And the power is a thing almost it is not gained in a day, but power comes if someone is sincere, someone is actually punctual, he is persevering, perseverance is there. So power comes. Power, sometimes we utilize it or not at all utilize it or misutilize it, but the chance of misutilization is bit greater than the power of utilization, because when the power comes, people deviate the track. They just forget the morality and all, they get something blind, because it has got the power to bind. They get engaged, they become the slaves of the power. Many cases, of course, we have seen, very rare cases we have seen, some conscious people are there, very much conscious. They are driven by their own in that conscience. Sometimes, of course, there are some people, great people from the spiritual classes, spiritual systems, they have come to the power. Even they can try to maintain the balance. The thing is that most of the things we will discuss here, the power, it is there, we'll discuss in the spiritual terms. The topic is, of course, we are going to discuss power is divine. It is Aurobindo quotation from a sentence, it is a phrase. From a small sentence, of course, it has been taken. The entire sentence is, of course, we have essentially we have quoted, it is a small sentence. Power is divine and put here for a divine use. So before putting it to the use, we must be better aware. We must be conscious that it must be put for the divine use, not for any ordinary purpose. Of course, everything is divine if it is done in the conscious manner, done in the higher consciousness, of course, getting related. So power is divine and put here for the divine use. Second, Sri Aurobindo quotes, power is noble. Initially, Sri Aurobindo quoted, power is divine, and put here for the divine use. And secondly, Sri Aurobindo quotes very interestingly, Sri Aurobindo has observed, power is noble when it overtops anger. The main thing, the main criteria, the main problem before the power, it is coming initially anger. Sometimes, of course, our greed, our ignorance, our selfish motive, so things actually they all deviate from the track. So here, still in the course, power is noble when it overtops anger, that will be noble, and nobler maybe noblest. But anyway, still in the quotation is, power is noble when it overtops anger. Anger. This is the criteria. If it is overtopping the anger, then it will be noble. Sometime before we were quoting on the very great discussion, sometimes on, of course, in a couple of lines we have discussed that the misuse of power. The misuse of great powers, according to Sri Aurobindo, is no argument against their right use. Sometimes we claim, we try to console, we try to argue that for this reason or that reason, for one reason or another, for knowingly or unknowingly, for any reasons that we have, that is misutilized. Of course, they don't be, it needs a boldness, it needs a greater courage to understand and, of course, admit that it has been misutilized. Nobody really admits. But still, in the course here, the misuse of great powers is no argument. Once it is misused, misquoted, there is no argument against it, their right use. So power is divine, power is noble, we have already quoted. So thing is that it must be used for the divine purpose, for the right purpose, for your right use. Against your in the courts, power must bow its neck to the yoke of light and love. Very interesting. Capital L, light, capital L, love. So that higher love and light, power must bow its neck to the yoke of light and love. Very difficult. Nobody is interested to bend the head neck because they feel we are powerful, we have got power. That ego is there, human sense of ego is there. So power, but thing is that when we are thinking power is divine, power is noble, that aspect has been considered, that the right use of power. So power must bow its neck to the yoke of light and the truth before it can do any real good to the race. If it is done in the true attitude, in the true, of course, with the guidance of the true light and yoke of light and the truth, love, it is ennobled, then it will do a great job, and it is a great help, great use to the race entirely. Of course, sometimes we mostly we use we some you have got the power, even you have got the family, you are the family head, you have got some power. When you are in the like the institutional head or something, you are dealing with some matter or some faculty, then you are their head. Political head also is there, state head, constitutional head, so many things we are coming. Sure, in the, about the politics, we sometimes, most of the times, we are misutilizing than utilizing the power. And on politics, Sri Aurobindo has a very good observation, of course, mother's observation it is. Rather, remain in politics and try to bring truth into the politics. Remain in politics. Of course, three or four things are, of course, bad. Politics, sex, why in these are the things. Of course, it is not really acceptable to the spiritual endeavor, prohibited, but the mother still courts remain in politics and try to bring truth into politics. It is a very sure way, it is a very sure way towards effective spirituality. Effective spirituality, it is a great step, so we must be cautious and we must be conscious. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes here, all power is in the end one. Any power, many types of power we have seen as the physical power, mental power, vital power, spiritual power, psychic power. In the outward only we have seen different powers we are exercising as different heads. Even if with not the head, sometimes we are utilizing, misutilizing. Sri Aurobindo quotes is all power in the one, in the end is one. All power is really the soul power. From there it is there, the soul power is the unique power, and that is all. But thing is that we are using the purported or distorted formats, and at the end it is one. So we are sum total of energy is constant. Already biochemist we have seen, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it can be transformed from one state to another. And the second concept, second principle is that the sum total of energy is constant. Of course, it is deteriorating, but thing is that at the finally, at the end, we'll see that the end it is constant. There is no proportion, there is no decay. So, steer in the course that is all power is in the end one. All power is really soul power. Then when we shall have power, the power that I will already state, it is coming by struggle, by tussle, by step procedures, by endurance, by willpower. So many things. People come to the power by winding the stairs. Already we have seen from John Francis Bacon. So, but actually, thing is that it comes by very difficulty, but immediately it goes down, it goes away. Thing is that we have to be very conscious, and we must create a mark there. When you are in power, that you must utilize properly. You must try to make to be an example, to set an example there. When we have passed beyond willings, then we shall have power. Very minute observation. When we have passed beyond willings, every time, each time we will. And when we have passed beyond willings, we shall have power. Fate is not purchased by any man. sometimes we are power, we can do anything with our power, everything can be done, we can do anything. That example we can see, someone was someone and with his wife, they were very much influential, they were very much energetic, young, and they had the power, they had the money, they had the riches, everything, but they had not some peace. So in quest of peace, they were moving throughout the world. Once they got down, but could not be able to get it. Once they got down at the station, of course, it was a drama written by somebody. It was dramatized in the All India Radio. So in the bus station, they got down and heard that if someone is getting trying to get peace or power, that is that then this if this peace is required, we are providing the peace. Thing is that no, thing is that we have to go and we have to see what is happening. So this power is there, it is there. We are going, and this power is not coming by the own stroke. And finally, they proceeded to the spot, and finally they found they are actually come into a bad place, to a wrong place. Finally, they were sacked, they were kicked, and finally they were tried. They made their pathetic end. Even if they showed we have power, we have influence, we have strong money, we have people throughout the world, anything, but they could not come to the use. Finally, they were killed because of their ignorance. The direct power of mind force or life force upon matter can be extended to an utmost illimitable degree. It can be extension, power can be extended if there is consciousness, if there is willingness, that can be extended. Every man is willing, knowingly or unknowingly, is the instrument of a universal force. Knowingly or unknowingly, he is the instrument of a universal force, but thing universal power. But the problem is that we know not. We are so much ignorant, so much blind. We are not able to see and distinguish. Even unknowingly or knowingly, we are not accepting. But thing is that we know we belong to the instrument of a universal power. All power comes from the divine. That is the only source, the only fountain from where entire source is coming, entire power is coming. But it is more usually misused than used spiritually or rightly. Even if we are in the spiritual faculty, the problem is that we are misutilizing maximum. But it must not be. With the truth, all the necessary powers will come. If we are still clinging to the truth, if we are on the track of truth, if we are following the truth, then necessary powers will come, not as the one's own, but as the divines. With the divine power, we can go. With our own power, it is nothing. So, the thing is that we must know. So, against Aurobindo quotes very interestingly, love and wisdom are not the only only aspects of the divine. Still, divine has many aspects, and the love and wisdom are not the only aspects of the divine. There is also another aspect that is actually, of course, it is power, and that power is the divine power, aspect of the power divine is having. That power, and including these aspects of love and wisdom, power is also that great power aspect. Even Sri Aurobindo quotes here very interestingly. The direct power of mind force or life force upon the matter can be extended to an almost illimitable degree. Thing is that consciousness must be there, that willing must be there. Fate can't be purchased by anyone, many man. We feel we have purchased, we have been greater with the power. We have done everything. We have raised our head to the power, but power bound over her possessors. But power is different. This ego is different. Ego can't purchase the power. Power must be in a position. The position of power is the great test of idealisms. The great test of idealism is the possession of power. How you are possessing, how you are utilizing, how you are getting. So that is the utility of power. We have to see. We have to see. So power is divine. Thank you.